In our last leg, we walked from Puente la Reina to Estella. It was a straightforward walk this time. It wasn't as hilly. It was, again, very pretty. There's a few towns in between, but it's a pretty straightforward walk, pretty easy to do. We walked 21.7 kilometers. That took us over 33,000 steps. We ended up staying in albergue Cappuccinos when we got to Estella. We really liked it. For 46 euros, we had a double room with a private bathroom, and that was really nice. We ended up staying a few days because Rob has blisters and we wanted those to heal, so it was nice having our own space with our own bathroom. We really enjoyed that. On the way here, we passed through Lorca, which is where we had lunch. We sat down, we had 2 beers, and we shared a sandwich because we weren't that hungry. We ate at a place called Eztitsu, E-Z-T-I-T-S-U. It was a really cute little spot. It seemed like they may produce honey, and they have a lot of their own honey there for sale also. Since we spent a couple days in Estella, let me tell you a little bit about Estella. It's a bit different than a lot of the towns we've come through so far. It's a lovely town, and the old town is really nice. It has some great old features, but it actually feels like a town that people live in. A lot of the towns you pass through almost feel like they're there for the Camino. This town feels like it's here because people live here, and I really like that about it. A few things you might see while you're here. There's a nice bridge called the Puente de Carcel. There's the Convento de Santo Domingo. And there's a couple churches. These are things that you'll actually pass as you walk into town, so you don't have to make a special trip to see them. You'll see them on your way in. One of my favorite spots, since I've had a lot of time in this town, I've been coming here a lot. This is Parque Los Llanos, and it's a beautiful park. It's on a bend in the river, so there's river on all sides of it. And you can walk along the river, or you can walk through the middle, which has lots of green grass, lots of people walking dogs and taking strolls. It's a lovely place. I recommend, if you have a little extra time in Estella, to come here.
Hey y'all, so we are having a gorgeous day today. I don't know if you'll really be able to see, but it is just beautiful out here. I mean, a lot of the way that we're walking is out in farmland. It's been that way from the beginning. But I don't know, today it's just striking me. Anyway, it is a sunny day, and so I wanted to talk about sun protection, because this is something you're really gonna have to think about. If you look around, you can see there are not that many trees. Now maybe like the first day or second day from Roncesvalles to Zubiri, and a little bit into the next day toward Pamplona, you're gonna be walking through some forested areas, so that's really nice. But a lot of the times we're just out in farmland and there is no kind of shade. You are just out here in the sun, and you need to figure out some kind of system to protect you from the sun. I've seen a lot of really bad sunburns out here. Some people are very good just being out in the sun, and if that's you, go for it, whatever makes you happy. But if you are at all prone to sunburn or getting too much sun, or if you're concerned like me about aggravating some kind of skin cancer, you're going to want to protect yourself. So we have done a couple of different things just to keep us in the clear. I do have 2 different kinds of sunscreen, which is probably a little overkill, but it works for us, and so I like the system. So we got a little stick. So everything I talk about, if I can link to it on like Amazon or whatever, I'll put that in the description below so you can look at it if you want to. But we got just this teeny little tub. I think the brand is All Good. They call it like sun cream butter. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen, but it's just this little teeny tin, and it's got zinc in it. And so it offers really good protection. The only place I use that is right on my face because I want to make sure I don't sunburn on my face. It's a really small little tin. I think it's probably going to last the whole way. You don't use that much of it. So we'll see how that goes, but I wanted something good for my face that would last a while. Secondly, I always bring my Neutrogena. It's the sunscreen I like from home. And I've been putting that like on the backs of my hands, on my legs, places like I'm wearing different kind of shorts that I usually wear, and they're shorter, and so that like right over my knees is very white. And I've definitely, the first couple days I wasn't really doing anything and they started to get a little sunburnt, so I've just been putting some sun lotion there. Next is my arms, and I didn't want to have so much sunscreen all the time, so I just got onto Amazon. I don't know if you can see them, but I just have these sun sleeves, and I think it was like $7 for a pair of two. I'm wearing one, David is wearing the other pair, and they are awesome. I have never worn anything like this before. I was really skeptical about getting them, but I really like them. And here's why: because I don't like having things on my arms. Now, some people are just gonna get, instead of having a t-shirt, they're gonna get a long sleeve t-shirt, which will do exactly the same thing. I don't like sleeves. I've never liked wearing sleeves. I like wearing short sleeves. And so these I like because I can take them off. And so in the morning, when the sun's not really up yet, I don't have to put them on yet, and I can get walking for a couple of hours or an hour before the sun gets up and I put them on. Or if I stop for lunch and I'm inside, I can take them off, which feels so good to take them off. So I really like it because they're there when I need them, but I can take them off when I don't want them anymore. The only thing is, as you can kind of see, they come to, your wrist. I've been pulling them down a little bit farther to cover the back of my hands, because the second day I got some mild sunburns on the back of my hands. So either I'm going to put a little bit of that Neutrogena sunscreen on the back of my hands, which I do some days, and some days I just pull these down to my knuckles, and that way I'm getting protection there too, so I don't get sunburned. The next thing is the obvious one that you can see, and it's my baseball hat with just a bandana tucked underneath. And what this does, I think I've got a motorcycle coming. You're in the middle of nowhere, people drive by. So what I like about the bandana is it covers the back of my neck, also the sides of my face. We actually have had a couple of mornings that were cold. There was a cold wind coming, and this was nice too because it protected my ears a little bit from that. But we're now into mid-June. I don't think we're gonna have too many cold mornings anymore. I think it's gonna get a lot hotter. But this way it just protects me from that sun, so I don't have to worry about putting sunscreen on my neck multiple times throughout the day. I really like that. Now, another thing you could do, again, if you're someone who wants to wear a long sleeve t-shirt, is you could get a long sleeve hoodie. And they make those, the same kind of material as the shirt I'm wearing, where it's just that quick, very thin, quick dry material. And that would do the same thing. Have a little hood. Again, I like the hat. I can take it off. And of course, the sleeves is the issue. If I could find a short sleeve hoodie in that material, maybe I would like that. But I like the hat too, because then it covers my face a little bit better. And you can see how handsome I look with my hat and bandana combo. So we are not the only people wearing stuff like this. Lots of people are wearing these. So you don't have to feel funny about that or whatever. I'll tell you, back at home, where you're just thinking about trying to look attractive all the time. No one cares out here. We're all doing the same thing. No one is judging you for what you're wearing, other than to say, ooh, I wish I had that because that looks like it works. That looks very functional. That looks very practical. Other than that, no one cares. And I'm just really glad that I'm getting protected from the sun. I haven't had, other than, like at the back of my hands, top of my knees, weird little places like that, I haven't had any sunburns, and I'm very happy about that. So just something to think about. Everybody is different, what your skin can tolerate, what you're concerned about, and whatever works for you is great, but this is what's working for us, so I thought I would share it. Again, I'll put links to all this stuff down in the description below if you want to take a look at it and see if it might work for you. But even if it doesn't, or if you have something else, just make sure you have a plan so that you do not get sunburned, because like I said, I have seen some really bad sunburns on this trip. So something to think about. Have a great day. Buen Camino.
Today and not tomorrow.